Alright, you're welcome once again. It's still the Daybreak Show on Rock City 101.9 FM. Very wonderful songs ushering us into Citizens Forum this morning. If you uh, listen carefully to the lyrics of the songs, you realize that that is exactly the situation we find ourselves in Nigeria. But of course, it is not for us to lose hope and continue with despair. We must continue to have hope. We must continue to do everything within our powers. Whatever that is to be done must be done to salvage the situation and, of course, rescue this country from the hand of the wolves, of the hyenas, and, of course, of those who are hell bent on getting everything they can get at the expense of you and I, to the detriment of the growth and development of this great nation, Nigeria. I am Toby Joseph. Welcome on board.
And I am Chienye Egwuonwu saying good morning and welcome to Citizens Forum. And on Citizens Forum today, we shall be looking at a very trending issue, the Maina issue, and then the lacuna in Buhari's administration. You will agree with me that it is a very controversial issue. So many things cropping up, so many things are being revealed and exposed, and then you begin to wonder what is happening. Toby.
I tell you, it's a very, very naughty issue. When I say naughty, that means it has a very, very difficult. I don't know how to put it now because the more you look, the less you see. So it has become very naughty. It's very difficult to understand. But one thing that is easy to understand is that there is corruption everywhere, and it is not peculiar to any people. It is not peculiar to any tribe. It is not peculiar to any ethnic nationality. It is not peculiar to any political party. It is not peculiar to any government. And one thing that this issue is actually throwing up is the fact that for once we are going to hear more from Maina. A lot has been said about this man. There was a time, you recall, we launched Where is Maina? It was agreed in so many quarters that Maina went into hiding. How did that happen? How did he escape all the security agencies, what I call it, stops and roadblocks, so to speak, in quotes, and of course go into hiding? Then you begin to find out that definitely Mena must have been acting on behalf of some very powerful and influential people. We have a report that he's now speaking and he's seeking protection from Mr. President to actually spill the beans, as it were, and say exactly what exactly happened and how it happened and why he was the scapegoat. Well, you know how it is where when you find yourself among criminal elements or the mafia, it is the one with the lowest rank in the group and that gets to be scapegoated. Well, one issue that we cannot wish away is the fact that the anti-corruption war of the government of the day is now called to question. Not because the ministers are involved, talking about the Minister of Interior, General Abdulrahman Dambazao, and of course Abubakar Malami, who is the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice. But of course, it is one thing that you would agree with me that Mr. President, well, some will say he did well by calling for the sack or disengagement of of Maina from service, and of course investigation into the matter. But at the same time, you may begin to wonder, is it an afterthought? Was the president aware? If he was not aware, how come many of these things are happening and he's the head and he doesn't know? Well, some say the government is big, is large, the president cannot have his hands on everything or have his eyes on everything, actually. But it shows one thing, and that is what Chienye said earlier: the lacuna, so many loopholes, so many lapses you begin to witness in the government, in the administration of President Buhari. Too many inconsistencies, incoherence that you find. You hear this, the spokesman of the vice president say one thing today, it is being overturned by the spokesman of the president tomorrow. You hear the AGF disagreeing with the vice president on an issue, or disagreeing with the EFCC on an issue. There was even a circular to the effect of, it was even being defended that Maina was under no investigation about the EFCC, but the EFCC countered that claim that Maina is seriously wanted. And as a matter of fact, he bought a particular house in Abuja for $2 million in cash. In cash. And so they have all this as proof. And across the country, in Kaduna, in Abuja, his houses or houses traced to him have been sealed and, of course, ransacked. But three issues clearly rear their heads, Chienye. One is the fact that Maina is back. And he's not only back, he's ready to fight and bite. How? Then it goes to show one thing, that truly Maina is not acting on his own. Secondly, the head of service of the Federation, Mrs. Wilfred Oyoita, is saying that I'm not involved. She's trying to exonerate herself. She's simply saying that I can only act on a memo as directed. But one thing that is very clear is the memo that is available, that has been in circulation, indicates that Abubakar Malami, the Minister of Justice, directed the Minister of Interior to absorb Maina into service. The Minister of Interior also directed to the Civil Service Commission, which of course under the headship and leadership of Mrs. Wilfred Oyoita, the head of service, to actually also implement that order or directive. But it's easy to call for the head of these three, either Oyoita or Dambazao or Malami, or point fingers at them that, okay, maybe you're the ones that got some billions or billions out of what is allegedly stolen. But one thing that people don't know is that Maina went to court after he was sacked. He went to court during the administration of former President Goodluck Jonathan and obtained an order that nullified his sack and called for his reinstatement into active public service. That particular suit filed by Maina was not challenged by the federal government. It was not challenged by any of the organs of government. And so Maina got away, so to speak, in quotes, with whatever he might have done or he has done. And so he simply presented that order to, allegedly now, to the Minister of Justice. And the Minister of Justice is saying, my hands are tied, the law or the courts have ruled, so I must implement what the court has said. And so he also passed the buck to the next person, and the other person also passed the buck to the next person. And so Maina found himself again as a director in the Senate. So when you look at all this, you see that you see the intricate web, very, very, very intrinsic web, deep-seated web of corruption and systematic corrupt system in the country that involves, that cut across every strata, every individual, every agency, and every arm of government, from the executive to the legislative arm to the judiciary. And you find that the civil servants themselves are not exempted. Somebody said something yesterday that the civil servants are the carriers of the corruption virus. They only contaminate the politicians. The politicians only contract the virus from the civil servants and they become chief host. So, now, when you look at all this, you begin to
deeper.
You begin to wonder, how do we begin to tackle this systematic system? Yeah, let me put it out. This systematic system of corruption in Nigeria. How will the government of the day, how will Mr. President absorb himself of all this? How is he going to wiggle his way out of all this? Because this has actually a call to question once again the anti-corruption war of his administration. Is it just beyond just sacking Maina or disengaging from service? Don't forget that Babachi Lawal's ambassador, okay, his reports is yet to be implemented. No one has called actually arrested Babachi Lawal, or okay, nothing is being done as regards that. So many other issues that involve corruption that affect many of the top officials of the government of Mr. President. Well, this is what we're looking at this morning on the show. We're trying frantically to get lawyer Jiti Ogunye. The network is not permitting, but hopefully we'll get through with him very, very soon so that he will be part of the show. We'll just quickly go on a short break. Let's see if we can re-establish connection with lawyer Jiti. He's made a very perfect analysis on this issue. He's even saying that Mr. President cannot unilaterally disengage. I mean, it has to be done by the Civil Service Commission under the Public Service Rules. Stay with us, we'll be back. All right, sir, you're welcome back. We now have on live lawyer Jiti Ogunye. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
All right, thank you for joining us on the show. Well, Ogunye, a lot has been said about Maina, his disappearance, his reappearance, his engagement, once again by the civil service, his promotion, and now the directive by Mr. President for him to be disengaged from service. What do you make of all this?
Well, in discussing the Marina's saga, the society perhaps disappointed immediately by the defunct Jonathan administration to cleanse the audience table in pension management in the country. And that was important. By 2012, however, he had run into therefore stranger than fiction then that this same man, was brought into the country by the officers of state, call it the rectangle of mischief and of corruption. Federal Service Commission, that's what it's to. The office of the Attorney General of the Federation triggered the process who did not the letter advised that she could recall the office of the head of service and then the Ministry of Interior. These four offices work in concert behind the back of the government and facilitated the coming to the country of this man. And so it was considered on the premium times his story, broke his story, and then the young media and the young people got to know that he had been found. So Mr. President has stepped in now and sacked the man. Our opinion is that sack has some legal challenges under the law, referencing public service rules, specifically provision of Rule 04102. The power of this very power over public servants, civil servants, at the federal level, to sign with the Federal Civil Service Commission and not with the president. However, the president, in spite of that, those legal challenges, has acted swiftly because the man has become it's come from who has defied all those norms and rules of law. And of course, we have those have got the weapon of integrity destruction. Weapon of integrity destruction. Who are in the kitchen cabinets of the president? Who are in IPs? Who made this to happen? Make no mistake about it. My nine alone could have come to the country without doing anything. And we are even being told now, although the EFCC is looking for sealing off his houses and all that, he's still being protected by security agents. So what we see again is a dysfunction in the system, is interagency combat. Minor has become another fertile ground for our agencies to be clashing places. Just a shame. There is no way we have come to the country through the airport, haven't been declared wanted, and be on the wanted list without the connivance of officials. There are immigration, there are civil service officers at the airport. Nobody without official government protection will come into the country like that without being arrested at the airport. So, for us, it's scandalous, and this has put a big question mark on Buhari administration, fight against corruption. Not that fight is wounded, but the fight is not distributed, it's not there. And so we all as citizens have a responsibility to encourage the administration to fight the fight. There will be distractions, there will be saboteur. So where heads need to roll, if these heads will not roll when it will be cut off by those who have to cut those heads. And I'm using this as a metaphor. So if there are people that have to be sacked, they won't be sacked, in spite of the fact that the close ethnic and close power police, whether they're in the cabinet or they are in fellow cabinet or they are in own cabinet, anywhere they be, they ought to be forced out of it. Otherwise, confidence will ebb and trust of the Nigerian people will weaken, and it is not in the interest of the administration that is to happen. For Maina, you don't allow somebody whose reputation is damaged to damage their own reputation. And I'm referring to the talking now. Man don't have money to lose any longer. He has some global notoriety, so it is the president that has every reason to bother about his own integrity and integrity of the administration.
All right, now, Lawyer Jiti Ogunye. Now, the Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, is saying that he acted in the best interest of the public. Now, when you look at that statement, what comes to your mind? And secondly, the APC, the party of the president, and of course the party in power have reacted to this. Will the will, would you say that the will and wishes of the party over this matter supersede that of Mr. President and his cabinet?
You know, it is very sad for me to see an attorney general who should be chief promoter of law and order and due process, the chief law officer of the country, being the super minister of some sort, who's so specially created by the constitution, unlike the other ministers, and I'm referring to section 150 of the constitution, who is vested with special powers under section 174 of the constitution to act in the way and manner Mr. Malami, senior advocate of Nigeria, attorney general of the federation, has acted. For me, this is very heartwarming. He was the one who triggered this whole thing. Look, it is even faulty to our collective intelligence that we can be saying that acted in public interest. Whose interest? Is it the repository of and the definer and the person who is to determine what public interest is? Is it the public interest of Nigeria for somebody who has stunted from work for 4 years to be brought back surreptitiously by you in concert with others, and for him to be paid the backlog of salary dating back to February 13th, the day was first terminated? So any money that he didn't work for and then to be promoted, as you said, in the public interest, come on, what is public interest?
Now, okay.
Look, that man, I'm not done. He has to be told that he didn't come as a general of this country. And I'm talking about Mohammed Ali. He's a fugitive from justice now. He's on the run. Nobody is above the law, whether you are the attorney general of the federation or the chief justice of the federation. It is not right. And look, it has never happened in the history of this country. You see attorney general of the law, like Adoke and Dr. The last time it was with Richard, and that was when the coup occurred. He had a pretext to run to England to say, oh, military has taken over in 1984. But now, when attorney general over started running, so what does that tell us? And so you have this one now, saying that it's acted in public. It's not acted in public interest. The law does not support it. The law is that China having a case to answer with person. He run away from Nigeria. Those who are arguing that he had not been found guilty, nothing is serious. You don't find somebody guilty when the person has run away. You don't try anybody in absentia. So the only thing that he has not been found guilty. So you don't blame what the argument is dubious. And it becomes to the budget act of hell. Somebody ran away and said, don't be found. Why is it not to be found guilty?
Lawyer Ogunye, it was, don't forget that Maina went to court after he was dismissed from office during the administration of former President Goodluck Jonathan, and the court gave him a reprieve, and that sack was rendered or declared null and void. Also, when you put all this into play, would you blame the Attorney General of the Federation for obeying a court order?
So let me answer that question first. They are trying to create a condition. That's not what happened. This is what happened. China was clear got agreed to give civil summons. He then went to court in respect of that civil summons to ask the court to vacate that summons and not declare anyone dead any longer. There is no court order that has reinstated him regarding his abscondment. In any case, somebody has run away. You don't compensate people that the person will not be in a position to prosecute a case. You know how cases are prosecuted? You call the case, you initiate the case, you assist
For the summons.
From summoning him. And then later, he went to a magistrate court to also obtain an order to vacate warrant for his arrest by the EFCC. In 2015, this man had been charged to court with Oronka and coke, and he didn't come to court. So EFCC could prosecute him because he was on the road. So for anybody now to be arguing that he has been cleared and that he has been reinstated is a blatant lie. That never happened, and they are trying to deliberately confuse people. It is not right. It is not.
Now, going by the fact that there are previous probe reports that Mr. President is yet to make public or implement, as it were, one easily comes to mind, that of the Director General of the National Intelligence Agency, NIA, Ayo Okay, and then Babachi Lawal, the suspended Secretary to the Government of the Federation. Nigerians are asking, as this reports been swept under the carpet, is it still going to be the same scenario with Maina? So how do you react to this?
Well, this is my reaction. And it's unfortunate that a lot of people have been to start with, I don't expect Mina's matter to travel needlessly. Matter is cut and dry. And the president has started that by insisting that the man doesn't belong to the public service of Federation any longer, that he should be sent out of Federation. But what he has been doing, it's obvious that there is frenzy and there is increased energy to ensure that it's brought to justice. So, the president or the presidency has started acting, and that's correct. So, I expect the reports to be made up with reports that the president has asked for regarding the minor issue. But concerning the two previous ones, this is my take, and this one has to even when the noise was loud. My, and I'm saying this with all sense of responsibility, my information regarding this matter was that it was a meeting of intelligence rival. And I can imagine that that's why the application is wondering on how to do it. He was presiding over the NIA. And he can't even imagine that money that he just stole it. That's not, they know the truth. It was for corporate operation. They knew. But because their agencies are always fighting, so where the most of step was gone for. And the man said, you knew about all these operations. So what is Nigeria need to do? To be disclosed all those operations were, it's not going to happen. So I'm talking about intelligence community. I'm not lobbying together with that of Babacha and Lawal, I think it's different about that. And I'm still hoping and waiting for the outcome to come, so that Nigerians can learn from it. So if it is taking the long time for some of the law, my government are based on my information, I knew why I did that company.
Now,
it was a crossfire. It was a friendly fire. Agents were fighting and then
before we let you go, in 30 seconds, the government of President Muhammad Buhari, whether I contest or not in 2019, has less than 1.5 years to actually leave a legacy, if there would be one. Do you think the president can actually show up his image and make sure that Nigerians restore confidence or repose more confidence in his administration with all this that is happening?
But under normal circumstances, and I expect it to be normal, just as we had in the previous election, the ultimate power to choose the leader in the practice belongs to the electorate. So, it is up to the Nigerian electorate and the government to determine who will be the national leader. Even if the president were to recontest, or even if his party were to offer him a name, the Nigerian people will have to look at his record at that time and decide an election. So for me, I don't pay much attention to whether an incumbent will want to continue in office or not. I pay more attention to whether the Nigerian people exercising their right of democratic choice feel confident that an incumbent ought to be rewarded with the election. And if they feel confident that an incumbent ought to be rewarded with the election, I think that their rights have to be respected. It happened before with Jonathan Buhari. But what I see that this act is that it takes the movement to the other society. This is an of the theoretical abstract. The reality, one man movement doesn't suffer. The president has been said to have personal integrity. And thus far, this personal integrity has not been suggested as failed. But now, it's becoming evident that the president and some of his closest aides and advisors and party then might not be on the same page. So, how far can that president go? Even people, whom we repose our spiritual faith, decided to have lieutenants and all that. That's why Jesus Christ has been disciples. Like Jesus Christ is God according to Christians. So, each one done a human job. But he said to have disciples who are that he dedicatedly and consistently searched for. He searched for them. Fisherman is
Alright.
he was searching for all of them in a deliberate manner.
Yes.
Muhammad had jihadists who are fighting with him. So, learning, and I'm talking about Vladimir Lenin from
Yes.
the Russian Revolution, had Trotsky, had Stalin, had people that were fighting with him. So, it takes more than an individual
To
the other
fight.
society.
Yes.
And I think that
That is the way to
moving
go.
forward, part of the thing that this president must now crucial is to put around himself people that are dedicated
Who
to
believe
society
in his own
and
cause.
so, if there are people that you have to fish out, you don't belong them to do that. Because, mind you, Nigeria didn't vote for any Malando. They didn't vote for any Dambazo.
The buck stops on the table.
They only voted for Muhammad
Okay,
Buhari.
Tobi.
And I think
Okay.
That's how far we can go.
Thank you very much, Jiti Ogunye. We appreciate you so much. God bless you. Have a wonderful day. All right, so we'll be back after the national news. Stay with us. You do the right thing because it might be Mina's turn now. But when you find yourself in the same shoe, what would you do? Would you do the right thing, or you turn back and steal till you have nothing left to steal? That is what we're looking at this morning. This is something that is very, very important, very, very sensitive. But sometimes you all need to look into the mirror. Let's look at the man in the mirror and see whether He will always do the right thing. Is Maina a scapegoat? Is it truly corrupt as being alleged? We spoke earlier with lawyer Jiti Ogunye, who believes that a lot needed to be done right now by Mr. President to salvage his image, and of course his reputation of Mr. Integrity. And one way to do that, according to lawyer Ogunye, is to sack those that needed to be sacked. You don't surround yourself with those who are not on the same page with you. If you're going to Kaduna and some are going to Benue, and the particular path you're going does not tally, then you may need to disengage, or you need to remove them from your car as you're going to your own destination. Those are the points made by lawyer Ogunye. It's also the opinion that Maina has been protected by so-called security agencies, the police, the SSS, and that is a man that is declared wanted by the same government that has these agencies under them. So when you look at this, the irony of it, so you realize that corruption is a big monster that will always fight back whenever you confront it. Well, it's just time for you to be part of the discourse. You can call our studio lines, you can reach us via the short code, and you can reach us on social media. On Twitter, at RockCityFM is our Twitter handle. On Facebook, RockCityFM 11.9 is our fan page.
And for the studio lines, 0809-868-7344 or 0909-146-9670. And the short code dial 32120. Type rock, leave a space, type your message, include your name, and send it to 32120. Remember, it's only 2 minutes allotted to each caller. And please, when we call in, let's turn down the volume on our radio set and let's pull our points through. No attack of any individual or personality. Let's observe decorum. It's very, very important. Hello? Hello?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Tobi. Good morning, my sister. I'm Tobi calling from a doctor.
Thank you.
Good morning. Yeah, thank you. I've learned now that you must be a brother's keeper. I know Buhari that I voted for has opportunity, and that opportunity he will not allow it to get missed or allow such opportunity to slip away from his hand. Going to do the necessary thing, and that is what exactly we asked him to do, and he has just adjusted and is doing it now. Much as I know, you see, every one of us has the capacity, potential, and raw material to become a leader by the design of the Creator, our God. But at the same time, at a time like this, when tragedy of Maina is happening now, let me say that it is not as if Buhari was not seeing what is going on. He has employed and he has deployed so many of them to work for him. He cannot be everywhere. But now that things like this are happening, just like Madam, the First Lady has said, that there are hyenas and there are cats or whatever in the cabinet of inside the presidency. I think the time now is for Buhari to begin now to look on both sides and then see how most of those people can be shown the way out of that place. Those people that are not necessary to own up to usefulness or responsibility. You see, I look at it that if it cannot be so if the kind of inspiration is trying to give in life to those people, they are not responding back in good faith to make sure that our nation is maximized to optimal to become good nation. And then what they are doing is just to bring this man down, to bring his integrity down, and to probably pull him down to the maximum so that he will not be relevant in politics.
All right.
But my take now is that let him go in full swing and begin to show them the way out, even including the AGF or whoever might have been in the brain behind how Maina has been allowed to come back to the country again.
All
so
right.
Let's go this way. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Hello, good morning. Hello, we have you back.
Yeah, my name is Honorable Henry Jaji. I'm calling from the People's Parliament in Africa. I want to say that let me just give kudos to all the people over there, all the local radio stations we have on the joint. I don't know, I wouldn't talk of royalties or whatever. I want to tell you emphatically that it was a big task in particular that kept on hammering it, by now. It was a lot of radio stations that was being discussed. And thank God the president is doing the needful. This is how we need to, get it right. It's even go and clamor on all the okay. I mean, the Dabashis and all, etc. There are some people in government that really want it to spoil the government. If you, I don't know, God giving the grace of the capacity to continue the way they have started, but at the same time, you need to look inward and make sure that it takes away all those, miscreants that are really there to spoil the government. Let me allow other people.
Thank you. Hello.
Good morning, Auntie Chienye.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Tobi. I'm Kola Uluwadi. I'm calling from Sasala, Delta. As we have launched, there are more angles to minority issue. First, it shows how corrupt our civil service is. This kind of a thing as this civil service, where you will see a person that has retired or start being reabsorbed into that particular office. But this time around, the lottery was taken too far because those concerned or have been fingered tend to see that the kind of this man is a larger picture, controversial, and also a huge corruption case hanged on his head that shook the nation then. Then it was 90 billion naira, but now it has been raised to 100 billion naira. When the case came on then, it raised the concern of many as to that which amount and how callous one could be and to fondle with the pension of the aged, the aging, the denied, and the impoverished. What was never in doubt there was that Maina of North with Jonathan, and he was always seen with Jonathan at the airport, both embracing and hugging themselves when the proverbial room was forming. That put cold water on the case then. The first action of the president now, however, must be commended for that immediate sack and the EFCC moving in to confiscate my natural property. When the query to the head of service, the president should never relent, but should adequately punish those that are connected with this evil and malicious act. The issue is not getting out of and offensive to sensibilities. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Don't forget a short code 32120. Type rock, leave a space, type your message, include your name, and send to 32120.
Hello.
How are you?
Fine, thank you, sir.
Mr. Tobi.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine.
I'm Taiwan. I'm with from Tapcona area. Town. Yes. I don't know what is wrong. It is true. President Buhari's wife has said it. She said it a long time ago. There are hyenas, there are lions, there are elephants. They are wanting to spoil the good name of the even outside the cabinet. Outside the cabinet, there are people who just do what they like. For God's sake, how would somebody go and reinstate that man? For God's sake. He has been indicted, he ran away, and he was called back. Sent to one minister of Internal Affairs, and even promoted. President Buhari should wake up now. If he wants to be seen to be fighting corruption, he should fight it to a standstill. Otherwise, they will just spoil his good name. Those who are found to have done that mess, to be sent packing, to be dismissed from civil service, even the head of service, even the ambassador, or what do you call it, they should be sent away. They should be sent away now. Thank you. God bless Nigeria.
Thank you too. God bless us all. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Chienye. Good morning, Tobi.
Good morning.
Okay, thank you for calling.
Yes, thank you very much. I think yes, that time we take more action from the president. Yes, you can't compare. There are things you can't compare. The Maina case, he said it should be started immediately. The way of Canada happened when the last again, his people died for interview. They said more. I think there's no worse scenario than that, and nothing happened. But however, we will not compare. Buhari was elected based on his integrity, whatever it is now, issue. So we should not disappoint people. So because of that integrity, thanking Maina is enough. It's not enough. However, you see, it can't that it's not even been a presidential issue. It's something the minister and others want. You see, Nigeria, they say we don't have a system of ground. If not, the president is not concerned with all the kind of things. So it should have been handled officially, I mean, from the ministry and other things. But now, since you know this is something that's not on it, that's a big action. A minister or somebody I have to go to the camera. Just have to erase it from our mind that there's maybe some capacity somewhere. Because why should somebody have the audacity? To bring the characters like Maina when Buhari is still alive. So it starts playing on his intelligence. So he should do something unexpected. Many else to roll. So that he will gain back that goodwill he has from the people.
Thank you
very much.
Thank you too. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Good morning, Tobi. Good morning, Chienye. My name is Dr. Onkon from Ashero Estate. Look, we go again. Yesterday was Kachiku and Ganta Chaka Chaka Chaka. We have started again. This is a storm in a teacup. In the next one, we're going to blow up and we're going to forget. The federal government has begun, the president has taken a step. These are legal issues. It's not a wide-back discussion. Maina has gone to court to get an injunction. And he got the injunction. Why are you blaming the AGF? Why are you blaming the head of service? This is where the problem is because it's not Maina, it's not Buhari. So let us wait. Very soon now we are not going to get the details that it was all a joke and all that. As it happened with Katiku. Look, we are so aggressive about issues like corruption. Buhari is supposed to act immediately. Buhari is supposed this is what this what a man cannot see every nominal role. Even the one in FNC, the one in UCH, you can't see it. There are people to see it. When they bring up the issue, will be dealt with. We are not going to have a corruption-free society. We are not going to have it. It doesn't happen anywhere. That's in heaven. So let us wait. We have got this one. Let us now dig open and find the other one. But let nobody cast aspersion yet. Let nobody cast aspersion. Wait. And when we get to this thing, like it happened with Katiku, and we talk about Katiku, we have forgotten. Thank you very much.
Thank you too.
Thank you for your contribution.
Hello.
Hello, good morning, Auntie Chienye.
Good morning.
I'm Mr. Tobi.
Good morning.
Here we are again. May God bless Nigeria.
Amen.
There's only one question I want to ask, please, as a novice. Our dear president, is it labeling corruption or fighting corruption? That's number one question. You see what is happening every now and then. I used to pray. Let me see that money to steal. Let the EFCC for me. The immunity will cover me. In fact, I will come to a station of advertisement. You see, let me let you to understand what thing that happened to Adato yesterday. I was shedding tears. A woman was there for an witness. They locked her up and locked the complainant, locked the accuser. They asked them to bring 15,000, then they pay. Nigeria, we are talking. And Buhari was there. He happened one day, just one person. But the man to know that we have backup for what is happening in Nigeria. Where are we going from there? I have one policeman, they say police is our friend. He's the greatest enemy man can ever have. What is he going? I mean, what is he going to have done his own? Billions here. The only thing that person that stole money, cross carpeting. Cross carpeting is number one corruption in Nigeria. Have a nice day.
You too, Big Daddy. Thank you. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Lydia. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. We got that.
Yeah, you are Benson. I think I'm calling from India.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
calling.
Yeah, so just to comment briefly, I will say that I'm completely disappointed about the turn of this country, and I'm ashamed to be a Nigerian. But thanks to God, Mr. President has taken a step, and I only pray that we go further and dealing with all the people concerned in this drama. That is why that's the other side of it is the issue of a general distribution. I mean, if you look back for the country, Attorney General we have for the federation, according to Jiti Ogunye, you see they've not really inspire confidence in the federal government, in the people. So I'm advocating that instead of the lawyers, senior advocate of Nigeria to be Attorney General of the federation, we should look for people who are trained public administrators, even doctors like Dr. Upam, people like engineers, professionals, people are intelligent to be the general federation. This is why we'll be intelligent enough to read the letter of the law. If you see a head of service in this country, he knows the letter and the spirit of the law or the civil service more than so-called attorney general that we see that are parading themselves as fans. I'm really disappointed. And the final comment I want to make is that all these attorney generals that will be having as disappointing us should be called back. You need to protest to MPA that these people should be roped and their party's license. We see it. How we can do it, I do not know, but I want all of us on this platform and other platforms to put us together. We need to protest and make sure these people are dismissed from the fire register of this country so that they cannot practice law anymore. Enough is just enough. And we are all ashamed of what is happening. But thanks to having a president that has put a stop to the rot in this system. Good morning.
All right, thank you very much. Let's carry on with the course.
No, let's add one more.
we have
call
this
and then
one.
check the messages and tweets. Hello. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
All right, good morning.
I'm Prince Ojo. I'm speaking from the patient.
All right, Prince, thank you for calling.
This manner is good, but there is a lot of cover up in this country. This manner was to come from another part of this country. He would have been arrested by the security agent when he came back after absconding from the country. If not for God that revealed the secrets of manna, it would have been a different thing now. Why didn't EFCC outsource these gutted properties before now? I'm beginning to see the other side of this so-called anti-graft. May God help this country. That's my thing. Good morning.
Thank you
All right,
very much.
thank you.
Okay, starting off with the tweets, we have this from Ojebi Sunday. It is evident that PMB's action on Maina is an afterthought. PMB is evidently not in charge. Malami and Dambazao should be sacked. No government fights corruption and succeeds this way. The system should be put in place to checkmate corruption. And also from Ojebi Sunday, I can't see any fight against corruption by PMB. Only the opposition are corrupt. As long as you are in APC, you are a saint. Then we have this from Samuel 163. Absolutely. Jonathan dismissed Maina and Buhari reinstated him and even paid him money he never worked for, who is now fighting corruption. There's a picture on the social media which shows Buhari, Saraki and Maina, and it means they were together in government.
That's a fallacy.
That's a fallacy. APC has indicted Buhari's administration already, and thanks to them. Then, till this moment, Governor Musun's order to pay teachers' bonus has not been materialized. Can this be another one? Saka Rahman or Layode, in any government, cabal and saboteurs are torn in any government. Flesh, when they are working, only God can reveal all their negativity. God bless Nigeria. Then we have tweets from Yemi Da Vinci. This Maina issue makes one remember the saying that the APC broom is only used for sweeping members' misdemeanors under the carpet. It is self-evident that Maina was reinstated by the cabal surrounding President Buhari. This civil war with APC and President Buhari's cabinet has one ultimate victim, and that is the Nigerian masses. This Maina issue has further buttressed the point that what Nigerians need is not strong men, but strong institutions. Taiwo Tolulope, AGF should not be blamed for recommending Mina's reinstatement. In the face of the law, mere indictment does not hold any water. He should be convicted. Then Yemi Da Vinci again. I can't imagine that an attorney general will be defending a supposed okay, that's a shame. That's from Yemi Da Vinci. Then we have more tweets. Free cleaning. We have this from Baba T. It's high time Mr. President woke up and faced issues squarely. His integrity is shaken due to Bena's case as well as others. Then Taiwo Tolurope, morality is different from legality. Up till now, there is no court of competent jurisdiction that has convicted Maina. Mere indictment is not enough. Then Babati, I wonder how someone sacked will be employed through the back door and even get promoted. It shows we have too much lacuna in our system. It is obvious that the Minister of Interior and the AGF, they need to be investigated due to the memos and letters available to the public. Then there is too much problem coming from the AGF. That was how he said there's no case against Babachir Lawal when he was investigated, and in which the SGF was later seen to be guilty of awarding contracts to a company he has a share in. It's rather unfortunate. And then lastly, from Babati, Nigerians need to be let loose from the bondage of this Ikoyi money and the SGF. Let's know the outcome of the investigation before it's swept under the carpet. Yemi Da Vinci, some say Nigerians. Okay, that is not clear. Tobi.
All right, let's go to the short code messages. All right, this one from Malam Broker says, I agree with your preamble. We can see that all political parties are the same. Kettle calling Paul Black. All those involved in Mina's re-entry to the service should be fired. One thing is sure, Buhari is not in control. The cabal are. Alright, Mina Gates is a coup against the people. We must respond appropriately to save the nation. Cosmos from the People's Center in Abeokuta sent him that. I frankly feel for PMB, the integrity platform on which he rode to become the president is being rubbished by the day by members of his cabinet, including governors owing workers anything. PMB should not only wake up, but rise up before it's too late. Kennedy from Randa sent him that. Honestly, the president has been hijacked by the cabal. He should act fast by sacking them with immediate effect. Shuaga sent that message. And this one says, I have said this time without number that no man born by woman can uproot corruption in this country because the evil seed that germinated is very deep and so hard to defeat. But there are many ways to get out of this unending issue. One is restructuring, because when we restructure, the center will lose some of its powers and the high level of corruption in that center will reduce. Two, resource control, because when each region control the resources, there will be there will be less fund to divert from the center. So let PMA restructure the country because it will help him to win the war on corruption. IK from E4 sent in that message. Alright, keep your messages coming. 32120 is the shortcut number. Type rock, leave a space, type your message, include your name, and send to 32120. You can also reach us on social media at Rock City FM is our Twitter handle, and of course our Facebook fan page remains Rock City FM 101.9.
And back to the calls 0809 868 7344 or 09.
Yeah, good morning, Chienye.
Good morning.
Good morning,
Thank you for
Tobi.
calling.
Good
I'm
morning.
Wahid. I'm calling from Abeokuta. Yes, this is another issue that is mind-boggling, that is disturbing and very, very controversial. Well, the more you see, like Tobi said the other time,
the more that you know. It's unfortunate that we're having this again. And like other people have been saying, I want particularly the online girl that you have, Barrister Jiti Ogunye, to commend him because he has been able to treat that issue appropriately. He has been able to look at what you had from me objectively. It is easier said than done, like the other caller said. Some people have been blaming Mr. President, and some people have been saying a lot of things. I too, I will blame Mr. President because everything boils down to his table. It is him. We didn't vote for Menani. We didn't vote for what is it called, Dembazao. We voted for Mr. President. And whatever that happens in this administration, it will be Mr. President. That is why some of us have been calling on him to please be more proactive. Be more proactive. Whatever may be the case, if Nigeria voted for you, let them see what you are doing. Let them know that as far as your integrity is concerned, it is still intact. I know things are so difficult. I know cabals are there. I know it cannot be everywhere. But we have to just be proactive because we voted for him, not those cabals. And we believe he had that power, he had that way. I know when he wanted to try to do some things, he landed in London. Nothing, a particular illness that some of us don't know. And we all had that it wasn't ordinary. So all these things, well, in Nigeria has a secularity. And we need to continue to pray for Mr. President. I know that uneasy lies the head that wear the crown. This particular issue, civil servants cannot be exonerated, political office holder cannot be exonerated, and we have a whole lot of issues. We are waiting for the report, the outcome of the report of the investigation, which has been submitted to the chief of staff before we can say this is exactly what happened. So premium time has done some job, but let us wait for the report of the outcome. Thank you. Good morning.
Thank you too. Hello? Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Well, good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Abdulrasheed from Ladering.
Thank you.
Hello?
Hello, we can hear you. Go on.
Yes, I'm just happy this morning with the responses I'm getting from, should I say, supposedly the die-hard APC supporters. Even though a lot of people have said before now that it does appear that implosion is imminent within the APC. But let's leave that aside. Now it is clear that we have all agreed that presidency needs to do more. And in saying that, well, it means that we also need to see this translate into action. Head must roll, like somebody said earlier, and if possible, before the head will roll, it means that some head must actually be cut off. And doing this is a signal that the presidency is willing to do something. Anything short of that, anything short of the president taking action, I tell you, then we're nowhere to be found. That's my submission this morning. Good morning.
Thank you very much. Hello? Hello?
Yes, I listened ardently to the discussion this morning. I had earlier once said it that we just have to thank God that Buhari's administration came on power, came on board. If not, we don't know where Nigeria would have been today. Yes, Buhari had this Maina, and what we see people are now saying that he didn't follow due process. Where are we heading to this country? So we just have to put everything on God's hand. That's my take this morning. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank
That will be the last call. And then for the tweets we have here, we have this one from Taiwo Tolulope. It will be strange in the face of law for Mr. President to sack a civil servant. If care is not taken, federal government will play into the hands of the law and Maina. Olutayo Oseni, Nigeria is a joke. Then Yemi Da Vinci, if they say that Maina has not been convicted, so he is innocent, they should make Desiani the petroleum minister. Egunjobi Ganiu, IPTPMB, if care is not taken, his integrity will be rubbished out of Asurok. He's surrounded by people of unlike minds. We still have Babachir Lawal, that President Buhari has refused to address. Nawal, where is the change? Egunjobi Ganiu, I believe Nigerians are wiser than the democracy. Corrupt people will always have their ways except we change our mindsets. President Buhari was voted for swift action on corruption cases. And then, like Timaya said, he should pity us. Taiwo Tolulope, there is the need to reform the Nigerian legal system. Too much emphasis is laid on legality rather than morality. Maina is a suspect and not a convict. Baba T, someone said we shouldn't blame the president because he can't be everywhere. We voted for him and he's supposed to monitor those he appointed. The president is a manager and he needs to exhibit the qualities of a manager, in which coordination and supervision is key. Olutayo Oseni, revolution will still be the final solution to our problems. Corrupt leaders have finished their country, Nigeria. That's it for the tweets.
Alright, so many messages here. Because of our time, we will not be able to run through, but I will try to do justice to this one. From Taiwo Okwefa, Mina's issue shouldn't be string to us. What about Ahmed Gambo Saleh, registered of the Supreme Court, who stole 2.2 billion naira belonging to the Supreme Court and was caught red-handed and fired? Today, the same Ahmed Gambo Saleh has now been appointed the Secretary of the Committee monitoring corruption trials. What about Timi Silva? Over 46 houses seized by the federal government has been returned to him by this same present government. When you become an APC member, you become a saint of corruption. That's that Wokwefa's opinion. What is happening now? PMB is only good as a military leader, but weak as a civilian president. As a civilian president, he may not see everything, but not to this extent. Maina couldn't have resumed or promoted himself. If there are cabals damaging this government and PNB is not backing them, it would have showed them the way out. Baru with Kachiku's saga, can Baru bypass Kachiku on his own? Till now, PNB is silent. SGF and IOK. Probe reports has not been dealt with months after his return. They sent in this one. I have said it before, party loyalists are pricing Buhari out of the market. The change mantra is taking a toll on the nation. Thank God Mina's issue, shrouded in top secrecy, is now blown to the open. Aisha's expose concerning the existence of cabal in Aso Rock is now confirmed. President Buhari should sit up, jettison the sycophants, and give us good governance. For Lakiyemi sent in that. IK for me for says Saki Maina is good, but it will cover a lot of secrets on this issue that we helpless Nigerians need to know. I don't even know what PM is still waiting for to sack those cabals in his cabinet. AGF is the one to sack first before Maina. Michael Jackson said some years back that he hates being born black, and as a result of this statement, I hate being a Nigerian due to what is going on in Nigeria with all these Jagudu Jera politicians. Pius from Shaje sent in that. And this one says, Mina's issue cannot be thrust out in 1 year. His peers or cliques are very many in the civil service and political appointees. Buhari should fish them out for punishment. Alhaji Omibune sent in that one. Okay, and this one says, okay. And this one says, Maina is the one who exposed the cabals to the pensions board and the former federal head of service sharing pensions. He is wanted dead at all costs to cover up. Jiti Ogunye sent in that message. Alright, this is where we do the contents of the show this Wednesday morning. We appreciate every one of you. Thank you for the calls and messages and the tweets. Join us again tomorrow for a fresh package starting as early as 7 a.m. I am Tobi Joseph. Have a wonderful day.
And I am Chienye. Good morning.